Hi children, welcome back to the online classes. A very important part which we are going to start and begin today is straight lines. Now before we proceed, let me tell you this is the second part of the topic of the coordinate system. First we did the points and the coordinates, and this is the second topic which is also important and little bit lengthier in part because there are very small bottleneck concepts which will be studying in this particular topic. Now of course equation of straight line, slope, everything you are aware about what you did in 10th standard, but there are many concepts in this particular topic which has been added up for your class 11 syllabus and which will be carried forward to your 12th standard application topics. So let us begin with straight lines. Now before I start with straight line, I need to understand some terms associated for making a straight line, for forming a straight line. What are those? The first concept what we are going to study today is the slope or gradient of a straight line. The slope or gradient of a straight line. Now first thing is, now suppose I just give you a presentation here, okay? Now suppose this is the line which I am talking about, this is the straight line we are talking about, and this is the angle made by this particular straight line. So first is the slope. So tan theta, everybody knows what is the slope of a straight line. Tan theta, or you can also say, if there are 2 points over here on the line, say this is x1 y1 or x2 y2. So then the slope is also given by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now what is theta? Theta is the angle made by the straight line in the positive direction of the x-axis. Now when I say positive direction of the x-axis, matlab in this direction. Acute angle I am talking about right now. So this is what the slope or gradient of a straight line is, and we will see more part of sums based on this. Now in this there are some concepts. So this is the first concept where you give a notation for slope. Slope denoted by m, and it is given by two formulas. If the inclination, that is theta, is given to you, then it is tan theta, or if x1 y1 or x2 y2 is given to you, you use the formula for y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now this is something you have to keep in mind. Let us talk about the second part in slope. Now I am talking only about slope. I am not talking anything besides that, besides other things. Okay, we'll add up later on. So angle between two lines. What is the angle between two lines? Suppose if this is the x-axis and y-axis. Suppose there are two lines over here. Say 1 and this is the second line. So this is line 1 and this is line 2. Suppose the line 1 makes an angle of theta 1 and line 2 makes an angle here theta 2. Line 2 makes an angle of theta 2. Then this angle, the angle made by the two lines at the point of intersection, if you can see this is an acute angle, is given by tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. This is a very important formula. Theta, if it's an acute angle, then you use this formula. Tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. But what happens is, this is an angle theta made by these two intersecting lines, but this also can be an angle made by these two intersecting lines. But what is the difference between this angle? This is acute and this is obtuse. So whenever it happens to the exterior angle of this line, then what I do is I say tan theta is minus of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. The complete formula is given by tan theta is equal to plus or minus m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. I repeat, m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1. When you use this formula completely, call it as complete angle formula. I mean to say not this angle they are mentioning it. I'll just take one example and explain to you. But mostly we use this formula of tan theta, that is m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. So this is what the concept is. I want to just touch this up again. I'm not taking anything about equation of line. I'm just taking about the introduction or a detailing about the slope concepts of a straight line. So what is the slope? The tan of an inclination is called as slope. And in the other way, it is rise upon fall. So that is on the y-axis rise and the fall on the x-axis. So coming to the point, what I want to start with you is the formula for evaluating slope. It's simple, you have done in class 10. Then finally, the angle between two lines. How you look at the angle between the two lines? Two lines intersecting making theta 1 and theta 2 angle with the x-axis respectively. Then the angle made by theta is tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Now if I talk about this angle, obtuse angle, then tan theta or tan alpha, you can also say minus of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1. So what I can do here is, I'll just say tan alpha so that there is no confusion here. So when I take the plus and minus sign both together, then I say it's a complete angle formula. Okay? Finding that angle is a complete angle formula. Now anyway, coming to the point, when we use this in 99% cases we use this formula, in only 10% cases we use this formula, specifically when the angle is given to you. When the angles are given to you, then you compulsory use this complete angle formula. Okay, so pause and note it down. Okay, before that I'll just finish up one part. Now this already you know that when two lines are parallel to each other, what happens when two lines are parallel to each other? So when two lines are parallel, the slopes are always equal. When two lines are parallel, the slopes are always equal. Similarly, if two lines are perpendicular to each other, then the product of the slopes m1 into m2 is always equals to minus 1. So these are the two basic concepts which are studied in class 10. This also you have studied in class 10. This is something which you studied in class 11. Just now. Now how to use these formulas for identifying the slope, how to find the angle between two lines by using the formula, all those things we will just do it right now, few examples following this explanation. And once we finish with the examples, then we'll go to the main core part of the topic, that is equation of a line. Okay, so pause and note it down. Hi children, let us see the questions based on this. Actually the first exercise, that is, I think its topic is 16a. The first exercise is based on this completely. So some sums from the exercise I have taken up. They are important sums, and what important, basically you apply whatever we have studied. Remember, slope of a line is tan theta, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now in this case they are asking what? They are asking you find the slope and inclination. Now what I mean by inclination, they are asking you m and they are asking you theta. Theta means inclination. So passing through 10. So if this is the line, so that is one of the point is 10 comma 4 and next point is minus 2 comma minus 2. Remember, there are two ways of looking at the slope of any line. The first is m is equal to tan theta, but in this case there is no theta given to you, but they are giving you 2 points x1, y1, x2, y2, or you can take that as x1, y1 and this is x2, y2. Now they are telling find the slope. So slope is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. As simple as the formula. Then y is equal to, m is equal to y2. y2 is minus 2 minus 4 divided by minus 2 minus 10. So answer is 1 by 2. So my slope is minus 6 upon minus 12. Minus gets cancelled. So I believe it is 1 upon 2. Fine. Now they ask me inclination. So I got the slope here. I got the what is. So tan theta. What is this? Tan theta is 1 by 2. Now tell me tan theta is 1 by 2. So tell me now what will be theta? It will be tan inverse 1 by 2. Now this is in fact not a standard angle in tan, so I keep it as it is. So this is what is basically the example 1. if you get a standard value, like for example you get 1, suppose instead of half you get 1, so tan theta is 1. So whose value of tan is 1? 45 degree. So theta automatically becomes 45 degree. But as it's not a standard convention, standard value, so I just keep it as it is. So just take the tan this side, that's what they are asking to integration tan inverse half. Now the next one. Now what is the next one? Let us see this part clearly. Using slopes, determine which of the following are collinear. Not using slope. Now what I am going to do is, suppose if I take this point A, B and C. Collinear means what? Can you tell me what is the collinear? Collinear point itself means they are lying in a straight line. So when two lines are parallel, the slopes have to be same. So what I will do, I will find AB and BC. I will do the slope of AB. So slope of AB, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So answer is 4. Similarly, let us find slope of BC. Slope of BC. Slope of BC I will find. So minus 2 minus 6 is minus 8 upon 0 minus 7 is minus 7. So definitely the slopes are not same. Otherwise you can check for AB, BC and AC. As the slopes are not equal, as M1 is not equal to M2, I cannot say that they are collinear. Okay? Because see now, when suppose there is one point here, one point here, one point, if they are collinear, what will happen to the slope? AB and BC, the slopes will be same because they are parallel to each other. Now similarly here, let us see the slope of AB, BC and CA. So AB, let us find the slope of AB first. So slope of AB is very simple. 0 minus 1 is 0, minus of minus y2 minus y1. So that is 1 upon 5 minus 6 is minus 1, answer is minus 1. Similarly, let us find slope of BC. So slope of BC, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So that is also minus 1. So to become more confirmed about it, I will find the slope of AC also. So 3 minus 1, slope of AC. Slope of AC, 3 minus 3 of minus 1 is 4 and 2 minus 6 is minus 4. The answer is minus 1. What you observe, the values of the slope, it is minus 1 and minus 1. That means what? If the slopes are same, I mean to say, if the slopes are same, that means the lines are parallel to each other or on a straight line. I mean to say, the points are collinear. So as simple as this thing. Okay? So in this case, yes. In this case, no. The points are not collinear. In this case, the points are collinear. Now, next part is important. Slight variation, but we don't go out of the slope, whatever we are studying. Find y if slope of the line joining this point and this point is minus 4 by 3. So, you know, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. When I apply this, the formula here, so y minus 11 upon 2 plus 8, because x2 minus of minus will become plus, is equal to the slope. What is the slope given to you? Minus 4 by 3. Now they are asking the y value, just basic mathematics now. So this will become 3y minus 33 is equal to 8 plus 2, 10. 10 into minus 4 is minus 40. So I believe it is 3y is equal to minus 40 plus 33 is 7. So y is nothing but 7 upon 3. I hope you got this point clear. So these are very basic primary sums given on the slope. On this angle between two lines, we will definitely look at questions as we go on. But right now what is important for you is based on the slope, these are the varieties of the question. So this belongs to the first exercise sum. I don't think that the first exercise has more, it demands something more out of your intelligence. You can just place your formulas in the right way and I think the answers will be yours. So children, pause and note it down. Still long distance to walk. Okay children, let us see the question based on the first exercise, something more about it. This part is done, this part is done based on angle between two lines. I am not talking anything about equation of straight line till now. As we go further after this, we will put our thoughts and explanation on this particular point. Anyway, coming to point, find the angle between the lines. Everybody knows the angle is given by tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Now I have specifically told you there is a complete angle formula. that tan theta is equal to plus or minus m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, m1 m2. Now this formula you have to use when the complete angle is given to you. Then only I will use this formula. Okay. I mean, it's a complete angle. Okay, I'm not talking about this specific angle, but complete angle. Now, right now, this is not the case. It's just find the angle between this minus 3 and minus half. So, frantically now, what happened now? Tan theta is equal to m1. Now, this is the slopes given to you. So, minus 3 plus 1 by 2 divided by 1 minus, it is minus 3 into minus 1 by 2. Here it is plus here. So 1 plus m1 m2, 1 plus m1 m2. So it is again 5 upon 2. Right? 5 upon 2. I suggest is always remember, you can always put this in the modular sign because it's plus and minus both. So I can put the modular sign here. So 5 upon 2, 5 upon 2. It is nothing but minus 1. The modulus of this is 1. So if tan theta is 1, tell me what is theta is equal to 45 degrees. Now let's focus on this question now. Now, if you look at this m1, you can say m1 is 2 and m2 is minus 1. So I will go ahead with the formula now. It is tan theta is equal to modulus of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Complete angle formula I am trying to use. So what happens over here? m1 is 2 minus of m2, that is plus 1, divided by 1 plus m1 m2. So minus 2. So what happens over here? It is nothing but 3 upon minus, that is nothing but 3. So tan theta is 3. So theta is nothing but tan inverse root 3. So I hope, not root 3, what I am talking, tan inverse 3. Right? I hope you got this point clear. So here is the standard value I took up, therefore I got theta as 45. Here also you can use a calculator and get me the values in degrees and radians. In degrees, minutes and seconds. Sorry. I hope you got this point clear, children. So this is a classic example of finding the angle between two lines. So okay children, let us take an example here. 16a only, because one or two sums are a little bit tricky. So I just want to touch this sum and then we'll move towards the equation of line. The vertices of triangle ABC are A11. You can take down the diagram if you want here. If you see the case here, you can say this is A, this is B and this is C. What is the vertices? 1, 1. Then B is nothing but 7, 3 and C is nothing but 3, 6. Just remember the diagram itself will give you the solution, or it will clear the line of thinking for finding the solution for that particular question. Now let us talk about, I'll just take the first one first. State the slope of the altitude. Now this is important. State the slope of the altitude to AB. State the slope of the altitude to AB. Now if you see altitude to AB means, I mean to say it's a perpendicular path. Right? Now state the slope of the altitude. Now what does this mean? That this line is perpendicular to this line. Altitude means the perpendicular distance. So whatever slope, can you get the slope of this line? And what is the slope? In this line and this line, the product of the slopes will be -1, because this line and this line are perpendicular to each other. So when you draw the diagram, the idea becomes clear to us how to start the line of thinking for the sum. So best way is find the slope of AB. So slope of AB is nothing but y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, which is nothing but 2 upon 6. Answer is 1 by 3. So if the slope of this line, you can say m1 is nothing but 1 by 3. What is the slope of the second line now? You can say d, CD. The slope of CD, this is the altitude. Slope of CD is perpendicular to this. So m1 into m2 is equal to -1. What is the m1 I got? 1 upon 3 into m2 is equal to -1. So finally, if I talk about the slope of this perpendicular one, that is slope of CD is nothing but 3 into -1 is -3. Similarly, you can do for BC also. Find the slope of BC. This is, you can say E now. This is the perpendicular distance E. Find the slope of this line now. So slope of BC will be y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So it is nothing but 3 upon minus 4. But let me tell you, if this I am considering as m1 as 3 upon 4, this line and this line is perpendicular to each other. So what is slope of m1 into m2? Minus 1. So m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1, and what we are supposed to find is find the slope of the altitude. Remember, altitude means what? Perpendicular height. Find the slope of this line they are telling us. So m1 into m2. So what is m1 I got? Minus 3 upon 4 into m2 is equal to minus 1. This will cancel here. Eventually m2 will be 4 upon 3. So all the questions are very easy questions in A exercise of straight lines, and I hope these things you have done in class 10. So please pause and note it down and enjoy the questions. So I hope children, we are finished with the equation of a line. Then we are finished with the angle between the lines. We will do some more sums on this when we come to those parts again in general equation of straight line. Now parallel and perpendicular lines in relation to slope. In relation to slope. That is, slopes are equal and slope product is minus 1. The next part, the main core part, now here you are going to study a lot of things new which you are not studied in class 10. So before we proceed to the depth of this equation of lines, there is very standard and simple lines, I would say. Now what are those lines? Let me brief you in this section now. First is, suppose if this is x-axis and y-axis and this is B. A line is passing through the B. It is parallel to x-axis, right? It is parallel to x-axis. So it is intersecting y-axis at B. So the line is nothing but y is equal to B. This is a straight line. There is no x. That means this line is parallel to x-axis. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So y is equal to B will be there. On similar lines, on similar explanation, on similar logic, suppose a line cuts the x-axis at A. So what I can say is x is equals to A. Because I am talking about the equation of this line. Y is equal to be the equation of this line. So I hope you got this message clear, children. Let us see the next part, very important, a simple special line. Now what you understand the difference between these two. Now this is x-axis, this is y-axis. I draw a line passing through the origin. Possibility parallel to x, parallel to y, or passing through the origin. These are simple lines we call it. So if you have this, then the equation is of this format, y is equal to x. But basically, I want to share with you, if it is y is equal to x, remember, when I say y is equal to x, it can be 2x, it can be 3x, it can be 4x, it can be minus 2x, it can be minus 3x. But all this pattern of line will always pass through the origin. So when I say y is equal to plus 2x, so what will happen when y is equal to plus 2x? The inclination, this angle will change, that's all. Otherwise it can be like this. The angle can change. But the line will pass through the origin if it is y. But suppose if it is y is equal to minus of x. Remember, whenever the slope is positive, here the slope is 1. Whenever the slope is positive, the line moves from the first quadrant towards the third quadrant. But whenever the slope is negative, the line will move from the second quadrant to the fourth quadrant. So in this case, the line will be like this. Y is equal to minus x. So this is y is equal to minus x, and this line is y is equal to x, and this is tentative y is equal to 2x. So these are some special lines we have to consider now. Specific line. I don't know special line. Are the simple lines you have to keep in mind. Because what we study in class 10 might not be anything in detail here on this line, but further part what I show you on the screen. Okay. Let me take you back to class 10. What you see in class 10, I am talking about equation of lines. Now equation of lines, the first thing what you studied is the standard equation of straight line in terms of Before that, I just want to talk about the simple line is over, right? And then I'll come back to the standard equations of line what we have studied in class 10. But before that, I'll just use the word intercept first. Let's explain this word intercept. What is intercept? Suppose this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. There is a line cutting up in this case. Okay? So anyway, coming to a point, this is the origin, right? Now this distance is A. So this distance where cut the x-axis, this is called as x-intercept. Okay, keep that in mind, this is called as x-intercept. Similarly, this line cut the y-axis over here. So this distance is called as y-intercept and I can denote it as B. So what is x-intercept? It is the distance from the intersection point on the x-axis to the origin. Similarly, it is from the origin to the point where it intersects the y-axis called y-intercept. So this is x-intercept, this is y-intercept. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now what you understand from here? First thing is the intercept, how it looks like, and you are going to use and find out how to find the equation of a line in intercept form. Anyway, right now, this is the point which I just missed out. Let's just take it up. Now, equation of lines. The first study and basic equation of line what we are studying in class 10 is nothing but y is equal to mx plus c. Very easy question, children. In the full straight line is a very easy topic. Y is equal to mx plus c. So you all know what m stands for. M stands for slope of that line. And c is called the y-intercept. So here I can say c is nothing but y-intercept. So if you know this thing, then I can go ahead with this particular formula for equation of line y is equal to mx plus c. But the more popular type of equation of straight line is called as point slope form. So y minus y1 is equal to m of x minus x1. So this is called as point slope form. Right? So here if you see the point is x1 by 1 and the slope is given to you. Then what happens? It is point slope form. But if the slope is not given to you and x1 y1 and x2 y2 is given to, you can also change this formula to y minus y1 is equal to, this is the slope y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Now this slope I am using the formula and getting it, because suppose they don't give you m and they give you x2 y2, then you find the slope first and then use the x1 y1 in this particular context. So this is nothing but the things what you had studied in class 11. I hope you got this point clear. So these are, we will see some examples based on this also. But before that, let me explain to you what is an intercept form of equation of line. So I want to specifically mention, I am giving the names here. So say there is this is a double point form, 2 point form. Why? Because 2 points are used, x1, y1, x2, y2, 2 point form. The next is nothing but intercept form. So I just mark a star. Now what is the intercept form? Now suppose they don't give you slope, they don't give you x1, y1, then what I can do is, I can use the intercept form if I know the a-intercept and y-intercept. Or you see the coordinate here is a comma 0 and this is 0 comma y. So if you have the coordinate of that type also, either use this formula or the intercept directly, you get the answer. What is the intercept form? Intercept form of equation of line. So that is nothing but x upon a plus y upon b is equal to 1. This is nothing but the intercept form. Intercept form equation of line. I hope you got this point clear. Now, last but not the least, there is one more thing. You will be doing questions are based on this, so just relax. The next is nothing but perpendicular or normal form. Now, I just mentioned this here, perpendicular or normal form. Now, I am going to show you a diagram. Okay, now listen. Suppose there is a straight line here whose equation we are trying to find. And there is a perpendicular distance here, perpendicular distance, okay, the perpendicular distance is P, and the angle made by the perpendicular with the origin is alpha. If you have these details, that is what, the angle made by the perpendicular with the x-axis alpha and the perpendicular distance is given to you, that equation of line, see in this there is no slope given to you, there is no x1 y1 given to you, nor x2 y2 given to you, so nothing you can do using these lines. So how I find the equation of a line? When the perpendicular distance and the theta given to you is nothing but, write down, I think it is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P. This is the equation of a line, but generally it is called as perpendicular or normal form. We will see the questions as we go on into this. Every part I will be taking up further and with examples so that you get an idea of what does this mean. So I just want to touch it once again now. We have finished with the slope of gradient, which you already know done in class 10. Angle between the lines tan theta. You can always put a modulus sign for this thing, that is modulus of, you can say modulus of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. So ignore the negative sign. I am talking about tan theta is equal to. Second is when two lines are parallel, the slopes are same. When two lines are perpendicular, the product of the slope is minus 1. Having done that, we went into equation of line. What is the equation of line we saw? Simple lines we saw. Y is equal to B, X equals to A, line passing through the origin. And I introduced you to intercept. Intercept is what? A line cutting the x-axis. The distance from the origin to this point is nothing but x-intercept. A distance from the origin on the y point intersection, that is nothing but the y-intercept. So looking at that, there is different types of equation of line. One is called as intercept form, slope intercept form. So y is equal to mx plus c, which was studied in class 10. Second is called as point slope form. The point slope is y minus y1 is equal to m of x minus x1. Third point, y minus y1, this is 2-point form, because in this case x1 y1 and x2 y2 both are given to you. So in this case I can use this formula for finding the equation of a line. Now something important, if they give you both the intercept, they give you A and B, this is the intercept form of equation of a line. Then having said that, nothing of this sort is given to you, they give you something else, that is perpendicular distance from the origin to the line, the perpendicular distance from the origin to the line, that is P, making an inclination of alpha at the origin any angle. Then the equation of this line is given as x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P. Nobody is asking you the derivation of this line, because the line topic is completely application based. Matlab just apply the values to the formulas and get to the basics of it. I mean to say the right solution. So I hope you got this point. We just touch these things again and again. So pause and note it down. We'll go and explore examples based on this particular point of equation of a line. Happy? Okay children, as we have done on the equation of line, I explained to you what are the different forms of equation of line: slope intercept form, then point slope form, then 2-point form, then we went into intercept form, x upon a plus y upon b is equal to 1. Perpendicular normal form also I explained in that diagram, excuse me. General form we will see later on. The conviction or the convincing point of understanding all these type of lines will come only after you do the examples with me. So let us take the first example of a line. In the case, if you see, find equation of line, that means with one of these forms, you can always find those equation of lines. Now the challenge lies with asking which equation of line which you have to form, which form I have to use to get the solution of this. So let us begin with the first question of our lecture now. By the way, on this particular equation of line. Find equation line which has y-intercept. Okay, C is given to you, that is 4 upon 3. And is perpendicular to the line 3x minus 4y plus 11 is equal to 0. Now by the way, intercept is given to you. So I know what equation form I have to use. It is y-intercept form, mx plus c format. I do have c, but I don't know m, because this is the equation which I am supposed to use and find the actual equation existing in this form. So to find the slope, let us look at additional information. C I am going to use here, no doubt, and is perpendicular to this line. So they are asking find equation of a line which is perpendicular to this line. So what will be the slope of this line? Slope of this and slope of this line will be m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1, because this line and this line are perpendicular to each other. So I will find the slope of these lines first. Okay, so what is the slope now? You have to write in this form y is equal to mx plus c. So 4y is equal to, I would say, 3x plus 11. So y is nothing but 3 by 4x plus 11 by 4. Now what you understand from here, this is the slope. But this is not the slope of this line. They are asking to find the equation perpendicular. So this is my m1. That is 3 upon 4. Now m2 is the line. Here it is m2. So I can say m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So I could say 3 upon 4 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So m2 is equal to minus 4 upon 3. This is the slope I have to use over here. So I have C, I have M, that is minus 4 upon 3. Now I can use this, both the values in this line and find the answer. So y is equal to, M stands for minus 4 by 3x plus 4 upon 3. So I think you can say this simplified form, 3y plus 4x equals to 4. This is the equation of this particular line. So whatever data is given to you, based on that you can find which form of equation of a line I can utilize and solve the solution or make a solution for this particular sum. Let us take the next question. Find the equation of line passing through the point. Remember x1, y1. I issued here y is equal to mx plus c. Then y minus y1 is equal to m of x minus x1 and the other format. In those form, remember any line you take, only those points which lie on this line whose equation you are supposed to form, they can only be x1 by 1 or x2 by 2. So let us see what happens now. Suppose this is the line I am talking about, which I am finding. They are asking find the equation of a line, this line, through the point. So point lies on the line. Find the equation of line through the point. So this is the line parallel to. So anyway, find the equation of line through point 4 minus 5. So instead of confusing yourself with this particular line, what I say, find the equation of the line. Okay, passing through 4 comma minus 5. Fine. This line is parallel to 3x plus 4y. Let us take the first one, parallel. So what happens? I want to find the slope. This is a point, I don't know the slope. So I know by using the point slope form, this will be definitely x1 by 1. There is no doubt about it. So y minus y1 is equal to m of x minus x1. This will be the equation of the line. Okay. Let us talk about the first question. Find the equation now which is parallel to this line. So this is parallel to the line 3x plus 4y plus 5 equal to 0. Now to find the equation of this line, I already have x1 and y1 given to us, but I don't know m. But this line is parallel to this line. So whatever the slope of this line, the same slope I can use over here, because these two lines are parallel to each other. So what happens when two lines are parallel to each other? M1 is equal to M2. So what happens now? Let us see. So y is equal to mx plus c format. So I am just writing this out here. So 4y is equal to what? minus 3x minus 5. So y is equal to minus 3 by 4x minus 5 by 4. This is my m. Correct? So now the slope of this is this thing and the x1 y1 is that. So y minus y1 is equal to m. What is the m value I got? Minus 3 by 4. X minus x1, 4. You can simplify to the best possible way. This will be 4y plus 20 is equal to minus 3x plus 12. So what happens here? It will become 4y plus 3x, I think plus 8 equal to 0. Now can you do on your own the next question? Perpendicular. So here you took the slope as minus 3 by 4. But if this line is perpendicular to this line, the new slope will be reverse and opposite. That is 4 upon 3. Use this and x1 y1 and find the other line. So I hope you got this point clear, children. Here I got the slope by using m1 and 2 is equal to minus 1. So as you go on exploring more and more word problems based on this section of equation of line, you will get a note that whether you are using an intercept form or whether you are using a point slope form with some variation in the conditions. So I hope you got this point, children. You will go ahead and explore more questions on this. So pause and note it down.